Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 1,007,000,000,000 of the Threadlings of Filmmaking Production Diary. I am your host, Miguel Ortega, and this is Tran.
Hey everyone.
Hey, hey, hey. Today is Threadling Day. Dad, how did you create that cool little
Yeah,
image?
that's what I
That
was
is so
thinking.
cool.
That is super cool.
Look at these guys are all artistic now. Look at this.
Oh, that one's really good. Thanks, Ty.
What the hell? Netbug, what's going on? Uh
We have a few Dago
Dago
card.
Cart, Rob, what's going on? Ruben, what's up, MT? How's everybody? So today we are working on Tran. What are we working on?
On the Threadlings.
Yes.
So I've been polishing the sequence. I did manage to light uh, this whole sequence. Not everything is there. Like we don't have all its the reaction shots of cotton mayo, but like the moth and the Zort stuff is there. And I've been just trying to polish it. Let's make it large. And I'll play it, and then Miguel will let me know how it's playing.
Playing good. So boom.
There's no sound.
So Cotton Mayo, there's gonna be more shots of them like in between here, like freaking the hell out.
What do you think, Miguel?
That's pretty fucked up.
Oh, there's some floating rocks back there in that shot. I've been looking at it over and over, and there's something the moment that you're sharing it with.
Other people that you instantly see every mistake.
Yeah. So there's a. I'll play it again. Just
You know, that's a rule in general. Like, I cannot recommend this enough. Create a fake Instagram account, create a fake Facebook account, and before you share your stuff on your personal site, just post it on your fake Facebook and Instagram account. And the moment it's online, you will see every mistake
yeah.
instantly.
So this one here, there's a there's a few things I was trying to do here. So I created. If you look at the floor, I created a decal so that he can start because it feels like we need some interaction with Zort in the ground, and it works when you just when it plays quickly. When it slows down, you kind of catch a few things, but like we could get dynamics. It makes it more complicated for us. But here, like as he's being pulled, you can see the decal being exposed. Do you see what I mean, Miguel?
I can see it.
And then there's also I created a new material just for Zort. Zort has a lot of specific materials. Like he has his dead version material, and this is a dirt one. So there are two different master materials. And then as the shot is going, he gets dirtier, and like more crap builds up on him. Um, he's just getting his butt kicked. So
It'd be cool to have a little dust shoot up when he falls right in front of the camera like that.
yeah, I think this floor is still floating. I just can't seem to see it, but I see like a little piece there. I gotta put these notes down. And I've been trying to. I don't know why I'm just not catching it. I think I'm just tired. Um, it's also hard to see because it goes slower. Like this scene is pretty heavy in Unreal because the moth has like a lot of hair, and that really slows everything down. So the hair is not super fast. So just trying to scrub through shots in real time it's difficult. Yeah, that floor is floating. And then here he's like really rolling.
So there, Cotton Mayo would be charging at him.
Yeah, and they're not doing anything. They're frozen. uh, but they would charge. And then here, like when he's rolling, there's a decal that's also placed there and animated to reveal itself. Also here, um, this cloth sim was really difficult. So his clothing actually like gets ripped off, and you can see his arm for a second, but it's fine. And then this is another cloth sim for like part 2. I don't know if this shot is overlit, but Miguel says it's not. But I think he looks a little too bright.
I think it looks awesome.
Here's Zort with his clothes back on, really dirty. And this shot is super messed up, but I've become desensitized to that. And then there he's off.
I'll show you something pretty cool while you're showing that. So show the shot of him running, like blowing his wings.
Blowing his wings. Just wait for it.
So right, oh, it froze. There we go. So then Cod and Mayo would say, "We got to do something. We got to do something." They come running at him, and then he does whoosh. And when he does that, we'll have this right here, which is them running. Obviously, little Cod wipes out, but Mayo's badass, and he lands super cool.
What do you think of the effects? I want to see what you were just showing again. But what do you think of the Niagara stuff?
I think it looks cool.
There's nothing weird.
I just think you need another one when Zort falls right in front of the camera, like boom, hit the camera, like little rocks flying out towards the camera, like the stuff we did on didn't we do that on Voice in the Hollow? We could probably just steal that little element that we had, the little rocks flying. Remember?
What was that?
I just created that.
Oh, okay. There's some weird rocks floating right here. On.
But there you go. Like, look at the blowout. I got to get caught to have some expressions there. Oh, I also have another really cool shot to show. This one is on my Twitter though.
Okay, so this one has floating rocks. Oh, look at that. Look at those rocks. They're like flying around. Do you see that in the background?
No. You're not full screen. Oh yeah, I see that.
Why is it doing that? These are just do they have some kind of keyframe? They're just flying around. And they're just flying around all this time. Oh, they are. They're just there. I'm getting rid of them. I don't even use these.
With sound, this must be brutal. We actually have a rough version with sound, like because we always do the sound edit first, and I cannot wait to put the sound on it. It is going to be absolutely brutal. Yeah. All right, so check this out. This is a pretty cool shot. Let me see how I could.
I'm gonna load up Unreal. So I can't have Unreal and Premiere open at the same time. They just Premiere is like really, really heavy.
Take a look.
Oh, when did this come from? Was it mocap?
No, this is all hand animated.
Oh, really?
I mean, this is just a block in, but it's just to show like Shrog doing his master badassery. It's so cool.
Who's animating this one?
Ali. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I haven't seen this yet.
I saw it this morning, so he just sent it in.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, this is just blocking it in, but it's pretty cool. And then yeah, this is just them getting wiped out. But what we always want is, you can see Cot is always like a clutch, and Mayo has control over gravity differently than Cot, so he falls like a cat. Isn't that awesome?
Mayo's cool.
Mayo's the best.
I think he's really awesome.
Like, I want him to land like. Let's see, how would it be? something like that. So it go from a wide and then boom. You want that camera to slide with Mayo.
I don't know why these pebbles are flying around.
I gotta get this animation is not perfect. Like when he puts his head up, it's got to be a little bit better. Okay.
All right, so I'm doing the most boring thing, which is find the pebbles.
So Ty's saying that he wishes that Mayo. You know, I thought about that, but I needed the sword to turn off. And if he's still holding it, it would still be on fire. So anyway, so we have that. Um, we have this one here.
Are you saying something?
No, I'm opening it.
Oh, I see.
I'm opening the file.
So you see my screen, I'm looking for the pebbles. It makes no sense for them to fly around because they are static and there is no animation in them in the sequencer. So they don't have they're supposed to be completely incapable of moving. And I don't know why these pebbles are in space.
So this is Mayo and Cot witnessing the moth basically killing poor little Zora. You can see Mayo's like kind of freaked out. He looks all traumatized. So Cot, his face is not obviously animated here, but he goes, "We got to do something." He goes, "Here," woof, and he passes his magic over to Mayo, and Mayo's sword lights up on fire. Woof. And then they go, "Ah!" He goes, "Look tough," and then they go running to try to scare this moth, and of course the moth is not scared of them at all. So you can see they run like little dummies. So sword is on fire. So yeah, I gotta get that animation on Cot. I could jump back on this and get this done on Sunday so that you could light this crap. But yeah, um, we pretty much have one guy doing most of Mayo's animation because he just seems to nail Mayo
just
so well.
he just understands what to do with Mayo.
We just like that he just looks like a weirdo. You can see the eyes are like gecko eyes, which is pretty cool. So that's another one, and then we have this one here. We gotta go get uh, we gotta get Shrug. Da, 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 da. You know what? I don't think I have this. I don't think I downloaded that. Here, show your stuff for now. Your stuff's cooler.
Yeah, so it's cooler, but I'm doing something pretty boring, which is looking for the pebbles. But I think it's pretty important because they're just flying around. and they really shouldn't fly around because it makes no sense. It's like it's totally some kind of error because they can't do that. It's these weird guys out here. And now I'll have to re-render these, which they'll all get re-rendered again at some point um, at a higher quality. But the way I've have things set up is I just call these shots A01, 02. Miguel names them a little bit differently. He puts story. So the shot usually has like a proper name, but since it's just me, it doesn't. Is there a lot of noise?
It's the fan. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. One second. Let's play music. Even though we could never hear it, but what the hell? Rain. All right. So multiply.
Okay, that sounds better. Sorry, guys.
Did not download this file. Sorry. Okay, so that's that. So I need to output a file to send to this guy so that we could get Professor to say his badass magic.
Yeah, these pebbles are haunting me because these all it's not one map anymore. It's as many shots as there's. That's how there's all its maps. So each shot has its own level, and the reason is my experience, like it gets super unstable if you attach multiple shots to one map. So anyone thinking of doing this, I give you that same advice. We did on Voice in the Hollow, and it like drove me insane and pissed me off. What would happen is like just the things break. So like when you saw the rock spinning in the back, there is no reason why they should be spinning. Like it really shouldn't be spinning. Like it can't do that, literally. And so if you do one map per shot, you'll have a more stable scene when it goes to light. These are okay. This is how the lighting works without post-process. Like you see, it's pretty ugly. It's so ugly looking. Like what is this? So it's lit extremely bright. There we are in camera, and then the post-process. What mainly controls the brightness is the exposure, and I have it set to metering manual. And I just adjust this value to whatever I need to, and it really usually depends on the camera's aperture. So the aperture, it's also tied to the aperture, which is tied to like how much depth of field you see. But once I have that on, it looks much better. Also, this wave lighting makes like the cacti look better. Like and I feel like when it's just in lumen, it doesn't look that. And, but I'm lighting it more regularly, it doesn't really work. But yeah. I'll come back to all the green rocks. It's been taking
Take 7.
a little bit to clean up. I think I'll show a few things.
That's very pretty.
Like this.
I mean, yours looks nicer, but that still looks cool.
Yeah, part of me wants the light like much darker. So like if let's see the shot. Let's pull up this one, A06. I feel like it's the done.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You should play back the sequence for him so he could see his baby moving around.
Well, I can't because I have to shut everything down. I have to close out the reel.
I will show it to him in a second.
So like in this shot here.
The Don is the papa of the moth.
Yeah, he spoke it and designed it.
Yeah. Is the rain too loud? I can't hear it at all, so I have no idea if it's loud.
I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. So he saw it from the beginning.
Yeah.
I watched it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is cool. I don't mind though that the aperture is tied to it. So, but thanks for that extra info. I keep like showing the same text. So.
Okay, so Shrug takes 17.
But for example, like here, part of me wants the shot to be much darker. Because I don't feel like the light looks as natural. It is like very art directed. But like if this was like because it's sunset and it's backlit, all this falls into shadow more.
It would be much easier to light this in V-Ray, is what she's trying to say. So you almost have to make it a little bit unnatural in order to.
No, but I don't think that's the reason why. I can totally do it. It's just
you would light it differently if this was V-Ray.
Yeah, but also at the same time,
I love how it looks, though.
Yes, that's what it came down to. That you didn't want it to be that dark.
No.
And that's what it is.
Really, this should be like
all shot,
all backlit.
Yeah. So then, what will happen is the moth will be silhouette. So would Zort, and then all these plants would be silhouette.
The problem is we don't have another light source. Like once Cotton Mayo light up their sword, you'll have like a blue light coming in from the front that I think is going to make it look very fucking cool. Because we like the theatrical lighting, and I think once we add that in there, it's going to make it even cooler. I already like it as it is, but it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, but they're going to be too far to contribute in this shot.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's fine. It's fine to have you see a little bit more.
Energy.
I'm looking for a take here, so let's find, because I got to do the Throg character shooting his blast of energy here. So I got to figure out what is the take I'm going to use for that. Woof. Right, so that's what we're looking for right now. Some of these are not good, some of these are good, so we got to find them.
Energy. Energy.
Too long.
Energy. Expel them.
a lot more anger. So let's find it.
Energia expellum! Energia expellum! Energia expellum! Energia!
I could just kind of tell from the waveform length which one I probably want.
Energia expellum!
So the shorter one. What I usually do is this: I'll just come in here and I'll just pick out the one that takes, and I just move them up a layer. That way I know, like, oh, that's probably a select.
Finisthenitia! Finisthenitia!
That one's kind of cool. So that's a different one, different spell, but that could work. So the reason why they have to say the magic, unlike Jedi's, is because the main little guy is a stutterer. So I wanted to intentionally make them have to speak in fucking Latin to make it as hard as possible for the little guy to say it. So that's the reason.
Finisthenitia! Finisthenitia! Finisthenitia!
So again, you can see the waveform. You can already tell which ones are shorter.
Finisthenitia!
Okay, so try these up like they're. So you can tell higher they are, the louder they are, wider they are, the longer they are, obviously.
Finisthenitia! Finisthenitia! Finisthenitia!
Oh, that's so funny. So you could see, like, even like listening to the take the select that I picked here, you could hear you saying, I like that one. So that was even the one I liked on the day we recorded it. So
Energia expellum! I know they're all sounding alike.
okay, so those are the ones. So let's just see this one. So okay, so then what do you like more, Trent? Do you like this one? Can you
Yeah, I'm listening.
Finisthenitia!
that one, or
Energia expellum!
kind of like the first one?
Finisthenitia!
Well, there's a lot of things I like about the first one.
It's shorter, and I like that little accent thing he's doing on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so let me
But
export
this is for what sequence?
This is when they're fighting the moths at the very end.
Okay.
But I want it for the trailer.
Okay.
I'm not
Because
I'm on trailer mode.
Because they are two different spells, right?
Yeah.
So
Finisthenitia!
as far as which one I like, is I agree, but just which one
Finisthenitia!
is connected story wise.
Either one will work.
Well,
Story-wise.
there's something though, because Energy Expellum is the spell that Clot can't cast.
Yeah, but Zord does it. We already see Zord do it.
Oh, so we don't have to see Shrog
But
do it.
Shrog doing one that's even more weird is probably even cooler.
Finisthenitia!
Alright, so let's export this. I'm sending this to the animator so he has
Finisthenitia!
the sound to use. So let's export media.
You guys can see how messed up in my little thumbnail is that it's so. Hopefully this will stop the spinning rocks.
So it's finished. Let's save this as an AIF file. Ugh. Is that good? That's good. We're not saying anything.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm
When
really,
we're silent, it's like we're deep in it. So let's see. Okay, so classroom attack.
okay. I think I solved one of the issues. I have like some weird things like with Unreal where like sometimes it renders really well. But right now my computer is chugging and it's probably because I'm sharing the screen. Like it feels really slow. Like I usually have way better performance.
So right now I am uploading the files to send to our classroom attack.
I think I fixed the visible problem.
Look at Tran stuff. Da, 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 da.
Okay, so the floor is fixed. Basically a bunch of doing this, trying to polish it, but it's not going to be done until cotton mayo are in. And then Bort needs to have some kind of like magic. So in the beginning, in the first shot of the sequence, he does fire a spell. So we gotta have that.
Do we use LUT or post-process and Unreal? Post-process.
Yeah. The post process does a lot. I still try not to light like really black, like so that you know when it goes to color correction, if you want it to be darker, Miguel can do that. But nothing ever really goes like black in the sequence. So there will definitely be some kind of, I don't know, you're going to apply grain and possibly color correction, right? Like even after on top of these renders.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so that's that. What now? What now? What now? You want me to give you some of these, like mail flying with the sword?
Is it for this sequence?
Yeah.
Well, even if you gave me mayo, I don't have the shots though, right?
No, but you can flop to.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you could try block it if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I don't have your file.
Oh, I need to pass back the sequence to you?
I mean, I guess you don't have to. Let me
Yeah,
just
because you already have
have a crappy version of it.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Let's see.
Hot mayo like move around in space. What I was gonna do, but I'm totally down to do that too. If that moves things forward. I was gonna create another level starting from, I guess, starting from the classroom. It froze when I clicked that. Second.
Oh, this is cool. I'll share this. This is what happened last week, which was at Gnomon.
Yeah, Gnomon, the new Gnomon campus is like incredible.
So that's Jamil Salim, who's a showrunner, a writer, and producer on South Park and Bob's Burgers. And then that's Matt Stone, who is the co-creator of South Park. So, and this photo's by Liz. And this is at the new Gnomon campus. So it's pretty awesome that we got this opportunity. They came to see us work, which was obviously terrifying, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of South Park. Like, I love it so much.
The last year, in terms of South Park stuff, has been like we won a sweepstake,
Yeah,
right?
it totally has.
Been kind of crazy. We went to Casa Bonita. We went to their studio and watched them record. I mean, my God, it's just crazy.
It was very cool.
Right. So let's see. So Mayo Rig is
I can't reuse the ceiling. This set that I have showing right now,
but don't reuse it.
yeah, this part of the set is like was probably the set that the building I worked on the hardest, and it's the most useless
Why is it useless?
because we don't even have scenes in it.
We don't have scenes in a lot of stuff here. We're not done with the movie.
Yeah, I know, but it's still
We're gonna get there.
I feel like there's so many problems with it, and it took me so long to make this thing.
It's gonna be just enough. Okay, let's see. Nothing is going to waste. So that's one of the nicest. That's why we're also going to use it. We just have to use it at the end. Lots of time. Unless you could put the tunnel in there. If you put the tunnel in there, then you just use that. I don't care.
It's too short. The ceiling is too short.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's too low. It feels really claustrophobic in the space. So I just duplicated this map, and I have to make an auditorium. I want to see if I can use any part of this to convert it into something else.
Just show it much nicer than what I'm showing. I'm showing retargeting reference. Body. That's correct. Mayo clothes, mayo eyes, mayo gum, mayo hair temp.
I don't know if anyone in the chat knows a more efficient way to do this. I feel like scaling up things in Unreal that are like multiple pieces is really difficult. I know you can group it, but they quickly get misaligned. So I'm trying to like grab all these billions of pieces. And grouping it just doesn't really do what I want it to do. It's not like Maya, where you just group and it's truly grouped. You know what I mean? And you can scale things up equally.
That's good.
Yeah, so this is like kind of crazy to me. Make them to blue. Why does everything have to be a blueprint? That's just nuts. That everything always has to be a blueprint.
In Unreal, everything is a blueprint.
Yeah.
You can make a pack blueprint and fit it with all the assets you want. Yeah, but that sucks.
No, it's it's actually really lame to do that. Like, why is it so complicated?
Final moth lapping. Wait, did I just save this? I saved it.
Okay. So now I have this grouped. I'm still like not. I don't like this type of navigation. I know I look dumb doing this, but I really don't think this stuff should be so complicated. Like for real. Like it should just be easier to do. To do this.
That way we have both. So that stops 125. That mail out of here. Do you guys hear the rain at all? Like, I wish I could hear it. I just can't hear it.
I can't hear anything. Okay. I finally grouped it correctly.
Not music, but rain. Yeah, I can't hear anything. For all I know, we're playing like a Backstreet Boys. I have no idea. Okay, so okay, if it's just rain, yeah. Okay, cool. It says on this thing, it says the new version allows you to upload your own music. I should just upload all the Threadling music and have it playing in the background.
Yeah, it's actually cool. I don't know if there's enough, but
We have quite a bit.
I really like Dan's music. Like for real. Dan's really amazing. You know, once I resize this, I kind of like this much more. Look at it. Why does it have to have? Why does the space have to be small?
Doesn't.
Like before, you stuck a flat mayo in here.
Originally the reason was so that they they could fit through the, that they could be upside down. You don't need that at all anymore. Yeah.
No,
Well,
because okay, so what happened with this scene is that we wrote it.
you select it. I want to see it.
It's crashing with other stuff, but it's
I
kind of
kind of agree with you.
neat how there's this weird thing here, like this thing here. So this is part of the hallway that it's flipping into.
So how did you just scale the universe like globally?
I grouped it, and then it was a messed up group. But this is a level I duplicated, so anything I break in here is fine. The floor didn't scale with it. But that's fine too. This can't be here.
People are saying they do want to hear the Threadling music, so I'm gonna put a mix together because some of it gets crazy. Right?
To me, I feel like I hear some wind or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really hear much. Man, this environment is huge. I don't even know how the patients to put this together. It has
Okay.
so many pieces.
Let's get hot out of here. Hot.
Find cotton mail. In the beginning, while we were doing this, like we were trying to write the story at the same time, and that's really difficult.
That's something we will never ever do ever again.
No, because it was hell. It was very stressful. Uh, you're building something you're not really sure about because you don't feel sure about the story. It locks you into the story in a really horrible way because it makes you want to commit to something because you already built this crap, and then you're tying your story into something you're not even sure about, but the choice is because you have this model that you spent an eternity making. So this was the first set, and the ceiling was very low because in the story, Mayo, this is like the first scene, basically. He like jumps up into the ceiling, and you wanted to be able to have the both of them in the shot. In Mayo, you know, like feel able to talk to other characters in the scene. So we're like, oh, we gotta lower the ceiling. I think it's your fan. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh yeah, my sound. Yeah, but that sounds like we're out in an exotic land.
Yeah, but I thought
That
I was
better?
hearing. Yeah, it's better. I thought it was like wind sounds, not rain sounds. Yeah. So in any case, that's what happened, and we weren't even sure like how we felt, but we were just going forward with it. It was so stressful. And then to me, I'm like, I don't want to have a shit story because I made a set and you have to use the set. Like that is the worst reason to like adjust your story around a set. It's just terrible. So to me, it's like just throw it away. I don't care.
Yeah, but I like that set. I
Yeah,
actually agree that it looks better when it's big like that.
yeah, it looks much better. It's kind of interesting too that this building is cutting into it. I don't know, but let's try these.
Okay, so these guys are exported out. I'm going to throw this into. I gotta leave in a few minutes. Tran is actually. I have to run to Gnomon.
Yeah,
First,
so I'll be taking over.
Tran will be. And that's just gonna tell you guys how much she hates me. Yeah, Tran.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that I'm not going to be listening.
Because there's no way you can't rewatch the stream.
That's true.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where my ground is. But if this works, I don't have to build a whole new set. Just scale this up because I don't know where the floor is. And
The thing is, all of that stuff scales up. Like the windows, like you don't know what size that is anyway. It's a weird shape.
yeah. No, it completely works. I feel. Right? Even these things from the hallway kind of work. Now, I know you have to go. I like this candle too. It's cool.
Yeah, I would keep the candles. I'd just place them around.
Now, is this large enough?
Yes. I mean, the only thing that's important is if that moss thing fits.
It has to come through here, right?
So where's the entrance of Plot and Mayo coming?
It has to be this one. It's just right across from it.
Okay, so then it would the moss thing would be on the left.
The left,
Left, left. But you're just rotating the right way.
this way.
Where you're rotating right now, keep going. One of those
These guys.
has to be.
Okay, so not this.
Based on the way they're animated, they come in through there, and then or just look over to his left. Just
Okay, and we did have the tunnel built, right? Ethan built that. I don't
the
remember.
track.
Oh, he built the track.
The tunnel, I think we should do what I did that one time where I just grabbed that piece and I just duplicated it a bunch of times and it looked really weird.
Yeah. On this, I think that this is merged with that. I don't know how to model well enough in this program. Like, I know that there's new modeling stuff, but it's like,
All right, so staring at trying to figure out
what are you doing? That's a high that is really cool.
yeah, but that's not the proper
No, it's not the proper lighting.
there it is.
Yeah, we're quiet.
Huh?
I said we're quiet.
And I'm thinking my brain just goes off. Okay, so they're running. I know I'm not gonna be able to get this done. I gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta take off.
Yeah. Yeah. So I leave you guys with Tran. Better and prettier than me. So there you go.
Okay,
See you guys.
bye.
You know how to get it out. You know how to turn it off.
Yeah, I do. I might lose sound control. Just make sure you leave the fans off because it's blowing into the mic. Can you turn off that one right there? Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm stuck on something really dumb, which is I just want to delete these faces. But I can just ignore it. So Zora's supposed to be on stage, right? Yeah, but he's on a platform slightly, no? What? He has to be, no? And then everyone else. I think what I'll do, I mean, when it's like this big, there was a couple of things like
You
how,
could scale that right down. Out of plastic.
but he needs to be, is he going to be in the middle? Or you think he should be dead center? Okay, and then the people are this way. But they can't block this. That's where the moth comes out. Moth comes out from here. Okay. Okay, let's move these armories, armillaries. These actually have animation. So they're alembics that are massive because it's pretty heavy. And I'm just thinking right now, I'm also thinking like, what chairs did I make? We have stools. They might look too casual. Maybe what I can do is make like shorter sections, or for now though, what I'll just do is place them a little bit sloppy. Will the moth break in question to the building? Yeah, it's supposed to. I don't even want I've had those thoughts like that's what the moth's supposed to do, and I don't know how to do that or how that's going to even happen. And I try not to think about it because it's overwhelming. But what I just do it one step at a time, and I worry about it when we get there. I'm pretty sure we'll have to get like another artist to help us out with the dynamics and stuff. But now what I'm doing is just trying to block out like some kind of crowd just so I can get an idea of the space and then how much space I actually have. So pot is like really small now, and all I've done is I've just doubled the size of this building. It felt like before it fits like, 10 people and it would have been packed. Right now it feels like it could fit a lot more. And I don't know, the other thing I was afraid of in the beginning was a sense of scale. But I'm like, these guys are not in the real world. I don't know why I was so afraid of not having the scale feel right, if that makes sense. And these things won't look really particularly great, but whatever I'm doing here will be a little bit crooked. Maybe what I'll do is I'll group these. So let's group them and then throw these into a folder. And then maybe duplicate them around. And these guys might be replaced anyway. These will just be quick and sloppy. At least I think I'm moving quick, and then streaming, you're like, oh, I'm going at this really slow. Okay. Well, this is a pretty big crowd. Okay. And these seats, we might keep them. I have a feeling we'll just keep them because I don't know how much you really see them. For them to look better, and they're built okay. And this is the scene where Zord, you first meet Zord. So before he obviously gets his butt kicked by the moth, but Zord is going to be really awesome in the scene. Like he's going to show how good he is at magic. And so he'll be in the center here. And then the moth, a fake moth. So there's a version of the moth where it's just cloth, and it's much cuter looking, and it's going to slide through. So I just got to build some kind of track, or the track is built, but like a tunnel. The shape is not what I intended. I thought it was going to be across here. So my mind is processing because it was always supposed to be across, and now that it's laid out, it's not. So it's one of those things. And then I'm not sure what to do with this back here, if I should just block this off, where the windows should be not leaking through like that. Would probably be a better idea. So it just looks kind of sloppy with a lot of light coming in here. And I'm not sure if I like how this looks. So in terms of like the crowd, coming up this high, and then how that looks against the window. I think that's okay. I think at least the moth, the cloth moth can fit now. I don't think I have him in this scene. Save all. Put up Maya. Let's see, question. Will you create the features for this space later? I mean, yeah, something like that. But I might just use like this same bench because there'll be a lot of characters sitting on them, so that I assume you might not see it. And then you put a lot of work on the bleachers, and no one sees it. We'll see. I want to pull in the cloth moth. Let's load up Maya. And I don't remember where the file is. Give me 1 second. Now there's 2 moths. There's a cloth moth and a regular moth. Okay, there it is. That reminds me of Avatar when Jake announces that he's Haruk Makato. I think Avatar, like the James Cameron one. Okay, and I'm not like too familiar with that. Okay, so here's the cloth moth. Yes. Yeah, I don't know too well. Oh man, this thing has a lot of has a lot of UV. Okay. Your body. These UVs are a problem. Possibly. Yeah. I didn't make this. So the body is okay. We'll see how this works out in. Well, there's some issues already. Like these UDIMs being down here is bad. The whole extra UDIM. Right, they shouldn't have been like that. Like they're basically, some of the faces have to be shared here. The same thing happened here. I wasn't overlooking this carefully enough. And the other thing that is bad, I don't know if this has gone to rigging, Miguel's not here. But Unreal doesn't like it when things don't start with the first UDIM. So the reason why this one's okay is there's a thing, I don't understand what triggers this, but sometimes if your model doesn't start as 1001, meaning the first UDIM, like this one, everything is just jacked up. So I'll find out very soon, like right now, what's going to happen. So let me just close Unreal. I'll just save this. When I open this up again, all the hallway is going to come in. I just hit it. I didn't delete anything. I didn't want to delete anything yet. We'll close this. And the reason why I'm closing that is so that I can log into Substance Painter, because I can't run both at the same time. But now I'm going to see if there's issues. I don't think it's been rigged. If it's been rigged, it's not end of the world. So the UVs would have to be adjusted on the rig, whatever I'm going to do right now. Not a big deal that it has a lot of UVs, because I can just use 2K max. And then if it gets close enough and it doesn't hold up, then what I can do is just use 4K versions just for that scenario. Okay. And let's load this file. Now I want to do a couple of things, actually. I'm just going to paste the Substance Painter file into my C drive. So if I read a Substance Painter file and it's on like an external drive where I store a lot of stuff, Substance takes longer to load and save, like really, really, really long time. I don't know where this came from. I guess I dragged it in here by accident. Let's open this up properly. I think I'm about to crash something. Okay. Okay, so here it is technically. Now what I'm doing is just pasting this over so I can extract these textures, see how they're grouped. They're already been textured. So the one thing that is really bothering me is this one. You can get around it though. Basically, this can be one material. I can already start signing this, but I want to open the Substance Painter file first. So for now, what I'm going to do while that's loading is just I'm going to color code what this is supposed to look like. I don't think that this is rigged. I probably would have done this step. You know, and this is just part of what happens when you're really small and you're trying to do so many different things. Body will be 1. So the way that these are color coded is that each one will have its own material. And the reason why I color code is because I just need to see. So for example, I look at this, that is not going to be its own material. So this will probably be its own material, just because of how the UVs are laid out. This color is a little weird. And this thing is a bit darker. And then these should also be laid out the same. Sorry, this is not super exciting. Okay, that's a little bit more different. There's not too many. This one. So this one would go to, let's name it. Back right. This would be back left. Then front right. The naming is wrong too. This is left. The left and right, like you name a character, it's not your left. So this is my right. But it's never your, it's always the characters when you name them right and left. It's supposed to be your right and left, but that's how these are named. Okay. So some hiccups here. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but it kind of is. It really depends on how it's named in here. So like the naming, if it has been rigged, can't change. It'll be named wrong. We should probably just keep it like wrong name the whole way through. Okay, and then this was textured at 1K. Let's see what happened here. Okay, so these don't. Legs look. Okay, that's the back. It's broken up. It would share the same material as the head. That's fine. Okay, this is named correctly. This is left. And this is still fucked up here. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out if I should just rename this. Since Miguel is not here, I just won't. So this is correct. The legs are all in one. Okay, we could do that. It could all be one. So based on like how this is organized, it does influence how I organize materials in Unreal. And it's fine for the most part. Back and head will become one. So I want to do a couple of things to organize this better. So back and head. Let's see how I should do it. So this piece is a problem. Okay, let's just export this. I want to base it off the naming. Off the texture set list. And based on that, the legs will be all one material. Let's see how that plays out. Okay, so these material names have to make sense. We'll just call this body. Let's call it cloth, body, MTL. The issue why I'm like going really slow right now is because I don't know what to do in terms of how to organize this. Into Unreal, like the legs is fine because this is one group of legs right here. But the names are going to be messed up. The back and head are split. We'll put this into one in the export. So I'll create a custom export just for this. These are named properly, but the wings are misnamed in geometry. So it's kind of a naming mess. I'm not going to name the material fucked up too, because if he's going to, you never want to do that, because you're just going to pay for it later when your names are super messed up. just don't know if it's been rigged. We'll call this cloth moth. Left. Right. Back. This is right. And this is right. Okay. And then here, the other issue we have is that these shells where does it fit? It's like inside. It's the bottom side. Okay. So that one face will share that material. I think this is bad. Okay, technically these all have proper names. It's in it all in MTL. And let's optimize this. And let me just grab these names. This is a lot of setup time, so it's not very exciting. It's boring. It's also a lot of setup time to find out if this is going to break. Like all the textures are going to look jacked up. I just hope it works. Let's get rid of the MTL name here. And it's all like 1K. Which actually looks pretty good. Why? Because how many items there are? It's a little bit soft, but I think this is fine. Okay. The only thing I'm going to change is so there's a few problems here when this shares and stuff. just how the textures get split. But okay. Let's just export it. Let's customize this. So there's a lot of custom naming that I have, just because I just can't use a universal one anymore. So I'm going to duplicate this and call this moth. Okay. And save settings. Let me look at what's in here. So the color I want, roughness. There's also metallic. You don't need opacity or emissive. I don't need the scattering either. That just doesn't work. And I don't need the specular level. Do I need the normal? I'll come back to this custom setup. Let's just dump all the extra bits. What I do need is an ambient occlusion. There's moth. I'll dump user 1, 2, get rid of emissive. We'll keep the height. We'll kill the SSS subsurface. So very basic. The AO is missing. And the AO is tied to the ambient occlusion. Okay. Let's save these settings. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so there's some problems with the ambient occlusion. So the way it was baked, it's baked so that they are responding to each other. So if you look at this wing, or one of these wings, it's got all that shadow. I can't use this, but I'll come back for it. It also has an error in baking here. So there's some issues, but we've been using AO in our materials. So I think I'll just ignore that and not input that until that can get rebaked. And I don't even know if it's going to work with the way that the mediums are laid out. So I don't want to get into that. What I do want to do is I want to do a new color, an RGB. I'll paste this in here. And instead of naming it texture set, you can set it in the setting. Just do self, like I forgot what the name of this, but you can make it so it doesn't, when you bake it out, that it doesn't read each other. There's also times where sometimes it doesn't work. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I've been using Substance for a while. I don't know if I can, how I messed it up. If it doesn't work, what you can do is just tell it to bake itself, each one, and that usually fixes it. And then that way it's not calculating based off each other. This one here is going to be called like cloth. We'll call it CM body, so cloth moth body. And the rest of these are going to inherit their names from whatever the texture set is. And then here, cloth moth body will do the back and the head together. because right now, if I export this name and the head name will be two separate ones, and I want to throw it into one material because it's easier to manage. But because they're separate, their naming will be based on back and one will be based on head. And then you have to manually name. If you want to get around it, you can create a new output map, and then we can connect the base color. I know it's super boring, but it's actually very handy. We can connect the color to this. Okay, and now it should understand that. And then what you're going to do is go to the head, or tell it the template that you want. If it's not this weird one, moth. Let's set PNG, 8-bit. We'll just export this 1K so that things move faster. That's pretty easy to change. And then the one thing I won't let it export will be first to the base color. This will be its color. So I'm telling it what to name. And crap, I have to do it for everything else. So let's do one for the color, one for roughness. Okay. And then we just connect the channel. We'll do it for metallic. And we do absolutely need the normal pass. The body and head are going to spit this one out so that they have the same name. What I was doing before, I was manually doing it, and it was really stupid. And that's normal. Okay, that's correct. Okay, and I don't need the height, and the AO is my butt. So let's just skip that for now. For the back and the head, won't have those. One thing that kind of sucks is I have to kind of do this one by one. I haven't figured out a way to not have to do this one by one for all these parts. Okay, so this should be correct. Turn off the AO on each one. And I'll export. Now just pray that the textures aren't super messed up. It will be really obvious. Like you'll just know. Like it will look like it sometimes doesn't even show the texture. Okay, so this spit this out. Oh, and we're almost at 2. Let's bring it in, and I don't know if I can bring it all in. It takes so long to set up. Sorry, guys. Let me save this. Export it. I think let's do that. I think I can do it in like 3 minutes. substance takes a bit to stay. It's really slow with that. Writing out. Done. None of these are done. Close that. Yep. My biggest concern is that the UV can work, and it's already been textured. You have to move the UV, and then whatever you have in your substance painter file is completely different than what your real model is in terms of like the UVs and the names and all that stuff. So then when you go back and you want to change anything, it's a nightmare. Like doing one change on the texture will just kill you. This scene here is like basically where it just tests out a bunch of junk. Let's create a new one here. It's technically the prop, so we'll throw in here. And I could try and use any one of these because they have the direct material, the master material. I have an AO, maybe not that one. Okay. Just want one that has ambient content. This one's more complex, that's okay. Let's delete this one. And I'll start naming these, creating them. Now I'm trying to create materials. One of them I didn't name right, that's okay. I don't know if I can tell which one. No, I can't. Okay, so now I have my materials. Them, I have here. Go to my textures. Top. Drag and drop those. And the roughness usually has to be I can turn off sRGB in them. And these maps, they look fine, right? Like there's nothing wrong with these. Just sometimes the model cannot come in correctly. Okay, so I'll do this here. We'll bring in the body. Palette. White. Left. Right. This one is the legs. We brought in the height. Bring in the palette. Left. I don't remember my name. Okay, that's left. Left. Back, left, back. Because we don't see the first Udon, you just don't know what your real Udon looks like. That's why it's black. Front. Correct. It's done. Bring right back. Okay. Correct. I'm pretty sure I'm messing up. Right front. Let's see that. Okay, cool. We will come back here. Off. To find. Just let it make the materials. Just might find it. I don't know. I don't remember my FBX import settings. I always get this wrong. I have it written down, so I'll just let it come in messed up. I mean, the rotations are going to be really weird. That's not the thing that matters to me most. I just want to see if the pictures are broken. So I know Alembic Hair has a different settings, importing, and then Alembic meshes are completely different, and then FBX is different. For me, the apps are start glitching. That's perfect. Just give it a second. Okay, came in pieces. And that is because I didn't tell to do it as one mesh. It looks like it's working. Oh, thank God. Now, I do want to test another thing. It works. I don't know why this happens. It's really hard for me to explain. But literally, sometimes the textures just don't show up. It looks too wet because I have to adjust the roughness. It's also really way darker than what's in substance, but that's fine. It can be adjusted in here. The next thing I want to test is how it handles as an alembic. Because it will get animated. And the idea of the tutorial here, making on the other mall, is like, this is what they practice against. So it's supposed to feel very cute. I don't know if it's cute enough. Maybe in the color. I mean, I like the model. I think the model is great. But just story-wise, does this look... I mean, this looks like a cute version compared to this, right? More like a question. I don't know what you guys think. Is this cute enough? The idea is that this is the first time you see the moth in the story, where Gort is being really badass in that set. I was trying to walk out with the bleachers, and he is like on stage. He's performing. He's showing how good he is, and this moth comes in on a track, kind of goofy, and then he just blasts away. So that's what everyone thinks a moth looks like in this world. But I think the shape is good. Like maybe I can adjust the color and it'll look even more cute. So everyone's idea of a moth is like this. Like most of the kids have never seen one. Like Cotton Mayo, and the audience hasn't seen one. And then when they see it, the first time they see it is when Zort's being attacked. Tooth moth. Maybe make the eyes bigger. I don't think we can change anything. It has to just be in the color. Yeah, Dario thinks it's cute. The color could be the same, especially compared to other one. Moth looks faster. Just colors, yeah. Oh, thank you. I didn't make this one. It was made by David. He did a great job on it. It's all working. So the last thing I want to do, and I'll just end the stream, is just do an alembic. I need to give it like 5 frames. And I just want to see if the alembic has issues. So sometimes the model doesn't, and then the alembic does. And again, I can't really, I don't know what triggers it. And that's kind of frustrating, like why the UVs break on some things and not the other. So I'm giving it 5 frames, so it shouldn't be too heavy, but it might be because it's 4 million poly. Okay. I don't think we stop to think. This is our bad. It only sees 1 frame. Let's bring this in as alembic. I think the rotation is incorrect. What I was going to say, I don't think we really stop to think. Let's just bring it incorrect. Like how heavy this moth is and what it was supposed to do. So it's 4 million, which is great for a prop, but then it's not really a prop because it's going to be animated and have animation and be rigged. So it's going to be a character that is 4 million polys because we didn't stop to think that that's a bit heavy for a rigged character, but it's fine. That's on us. Yeah, so this came in wrong. And we'll just plug in. The other thing this needs to have here is you need to be able to open up the static mesh or the alembic and you could see the model. So for example, if I click on this one and I do this, I get this, right? And I can see what the model looks like, and that was great. You can't do that in alembics anymore. And it's really frustrating because I can't tell what material is what, right? So when I click on this, I just have, like, I don't have like an understanding of how to assign this. Also, I can't click on anything. It's actually glitching out. Like I can't select stuff or something. It's fine. Let's just throw the materials on. Okay, so it's assigned incorrect, which I'm not sure why. It has separate materials in the Lembic. So this imported incorrectly. It still has UV. That one. Anyway, I think that's good. Anyway, guys, it's all working out. I'm good. Miguel will be back next week earlier. Probably be more exciting. Thanks for hanging in. We run over time. I will see you guys next week. And thank you for Roman. And thank you for NVIDIA for sponsoring this. And thank you for Dell for helping make this possible. Bye, everyone.